do something? I said, of course. And I got a little nervous because I want to make sure we raise a lot of money. Listen, I'm not going to BS you. Money matters. Anybody tells you otherwise, ideas are great. If nobody hears them, you know what it is? It's nothing. It's a waste of everyone's time. You know what gets the ideas out there? Money. If you can go tonight, and I know what you paid to get in. It was not a cheap event, and it's not cheap getting elected. Me and my wife, we are donating the maximum amount to everyone. I need you to do whatever you can. Asking for money is not cute. It's not pretty. I hate doing it. I had to call people up. I had to ask them, please help us. We need these people elected. They did a great job. I was a little nervous, and she's like, I got this. And now what a crowd. Like, I'm so impressed. You guys did an amazing job. I want to thank also the sheriff. There he is, right there, Sheriff Snyder. Folks, he doesn't go out there, and I do a lot of this stuff on TV. He's not the showiest guy. He's not out there in a King Kong outfit or a big Stetson, you know. He's not. But I'm telling you, I have lived in a lot of places. I traveled to 36 countries before my 35th birthday. There isn't a finer law enforcement leader anywhere in the country. There may be as good, there's not better. You live in a county blessed by a guy who genuinely cares. I haven't called him a lot. I try not to bother him. But every time I've called him and said, hey, we got a problem, something happened, boom, done. He helped, he's always there. Takes your calls, everybody loves him, and I'm just honored to be in a county with him, and of course, his unbelievable son. I have a couple of personal thank yous to my lovely wife who does all of this. James can tell you, it's not I'm not like hard to, but I just don't have any time. So Paula actually does all of this. So if I actually show up at an event, I have nothing to do with it. I'm only there because someone found Paula. So I want to thank.
Let's hear it for Paula.
Personal thank you to my friend Arvin Vakani. You've probably seen him, Vakani Orthodontics. He gets more commercials. He's on Fox more than I am. And my friend Steve Adler. They were very generous with their donations here, and they're always there to support these candidates as well. And they helped us out with James. You know, we've got an ongoing issue with Sewall, so we've got to get the right people in there too. So just quickly, these candidates are super important. Stacy's obviously been a warrior for us. Listen, the proof is in the pudding, right? When I spoke at the Martin County GOP dinner, and local politics matters to me. I'm not one of these guys who, you know, has some inflated sense of self-worth. I was just a guy who got very lucky and found myself talking to a lot of people on a cable news show. How it happened, who the hell knows? I just know I'm there now. But I'm no better than anybody else. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, but local politics is my thing. All politics are local. If you can't make your own bed, I don't really care what's happening with Biden if we can't fix our own town. Joe Biden, for as awful as he is not going to break into your car. Someone is. This is what matters. Stacey has the record. She's done it. When that tax increase was up there, and they thought they were going to slip it through, and none of us looked. By the way, they were all Republicans on that county, allegedly.
That's right.
I went at that dinner and said, in front of all of them, and they all cringed in their seats as I started talking. The only one who didn't have to cringe was Stacey, because she was the one fighting against it. Nobody asked me to do it, but I said we've got, 500 Republicans here tonight, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows who's on the side of fiscal sanity in this county, in your home, and who's not. And Stacey was. And to give the other guys credit, outside of one, not a guy, you get the point. I think Doug's here for that one. But they all came out finally and said, okay, no to any new taxes. It's your money. Nobody comes down to Martin County for more crime and higher taxes. No, can you tell me one person, hey, why'd you move down here? I want to pay more taxes and I want to move to a high crime county. Nobody does that. 0 people. And it's our job. This is our home. Okay, it's our home. Again, as terrible as the national political scene has gotten, this is where we live. When stuff breaks bad, it breaks bad here. For you, your kids, your mom, your dad, this is your home. It's your bank and your equity in your house. Stacey gets it done. John, I just found John a couple cycles ago. Obviously knew John through the sheriff. But listen, John's his own guy. He's not Sheriff Snyder's son. He's John Snyder. He's got a history of service to this country. You know, when I first, probably should tell you, someone reached out to me for an endorsement in that race. And I was involved in something else. I wasn't really paying that much attention. And finally, I said, oh, all right, I knew the guy pretty well, so I'll take a look. And I found he was running against John. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I said, John Snyder, I'm telling you, this guy's, he was very upset. This was a friend of mine, but I couldn't do it because I knew on principle, one, John was a good man. And if you look at what he's done since he's gotten up there in a short time, again, the record mattered. Talk is cheap. He served the country. He's put his butt on the line for everyone here. He has been a rock for this county. It's important to not just get him elected. Again, in a historic landslide, so that no human being even postulates the idea of running against him again. That matters. This guy is the man. Him and his dad both. You've done so much for the county. A history of public service. And from the bottom of my heart, it is an honor to support you and Stacy both. Now, we got Doug. Doug's, I just met Doug. Doug is running against Sarah Hearn. I don't know Sarah personally. Politics for me isn't personal. You're a public servant. You're not my orthodontist, okay? You're not. I love Arvin, but he's the orthodontist. The orthodontist, you can write a bad Yelp review if you want. Although you wouldn't about Arvin, okay? She's a public servant, Sarah. She wanted tax hikes. I didn't move here for tax hikes. Now, Doug is a conservative. I'm telling you, Doug's our guy. Now, there's a 10, 10, and 10 rule. You can't just leave here and vote. What are you talking about? We're here to vote. No, you're here to vote. Great. You have to go get 10 people to vote. That's your job. If you don't have time for it, then you came to the wrong event. Because you say, I don't have time. You have time to lose your country? Because it's time to fix this thing. You got to go out and email, call, and get 10 people to go out and vote. Tell them who your candidates are. We got Doug, we got Stacy, we got John. One last thing, the school board. Folks, if the national political picture has focused like a laser on any one thing, it's our schools. You lose the schools, forget the county.
Yep, that's right.
The sheriff's got people coming up from Broward. What do you think that is? That's an education problem. We failed these kids. You don't see these kids coming out of high quality charters and good quality schools coming out breaking in cars. He can tell you, I guarantee you, ask the sheriff when was the last time they arrested a guy with a PhD. I can guarantee you he has no idea because it never happened. We got the undersheriff here. Ask him. You're not going to find it. We don't fix our schools. This whole conversation is a waste of time. They have been a train wreck. They have become a festering ground of activism.
Propaganda.
We used to learn to read and write and do history. Now we're learning how to hate each other, how you're white and he's black and he's... No, we're not. We're all children of God. No one in the conservative movement in my party is welcome. Nobody. You are welcome in this county and this party, regardless of where you're from, your sexuality, man, woman, you are protected because you have God-given rights. We do not teach our kids, God forbid, in these schools, that the first thing you notice is someone's skin color. What happened to our country? We are falling apart. We've got Amy and we've got Jennifer. These are candidates committed to fighting this and this mask crap with these dopey face diapers on our kids. They can't even see each other speak anymore. This is what they did in ancient times to torture people,
That's
like
right.
put masks on
That's
their face.
right.
Enough of this. It is so important that we go out there and get them elected to the school board. If we can get them in there, that too, we will finally have the ability to bring the schools back to where they need to be, which is teaching actual reading and writing and life skills, so these kids, these poor young kids, can go out there and add value. We are screwing these kids over. There's no reason to be paying all this money for schools to go out there and create indoctrination factories. Folks, unfortunately, I don't have a lot. I have to bolt after this, but I just want to, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming out here and supporting these wonderful candidates, John, Stacy, Amy, Jen, and Doug. I ask you to please go out, please call 10 people, and just remember, this is politics. It's our home. It's worth fighting for. It's not a golf game, okay? I always end with this analogy. You can quit in golf, right? Golfing, you quit, nobody cares. The green guy gets his money, the guy behind you plays through. Nobody cares if you quit in golf. No one. It's the loneliest sport in the world. That's not this, okay? Politics is hardball stuff. This is big boy and big girl stuff. Iran, it is a vicious, ugly blood sport. I wish it wasn't, but it is. And you and you and you knocking on doors now know it. They will viciously come for you and your family. This is a boxing match. There's no quitting. There's no, 2020 and go. 2020 went terrible, okay? There were a lot of shenanigans with you. If your attitude after 2020, well, I'm just going to give up, then beat it. You're not part of my party. That's not what we do. That is not what we do. This is a boxing match. You stop punching, the other guy is still kicking your ass. There's no quit. There is no quit. They're not interested in you quitting. They will pulverize you into the ground. It is your responsibility to fight no matter what. No matter what. Fight, vote, get 10 more people to vote. We can take the county, hold the county, and keep it anchored to conservative values that have made this place the best place in the country. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Listen,
We're just going to have an announcement
I'll do more.
from Shannon.